and welcome to episode 500 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade. This is going to be a special episode where we discuss our top 5 games since we started recording this podcast over 11 years ago. That's kind of crazy to say that out loud, Dominic. We both made it to episode 500.
I know, man. We're the only podcast to ever do a 500. Don't look it up. Just take my word for it.
Also, I don't know that we introduced ourselves. I am Daniel Nicholson, one of your hosts, and this is Dominic Stallworth, one of the co-hosts.
Yes, and it's amazing that we have stood by this for so long. I thought we'd probably end up quitting like 400 episodes ago or something like that. But but yeah, man, like we've been doing this for like 11 years, man. That is fucking crazy. Like I didn't even realize it was 10 years until like my sister was asking how long we did it, and I told her the year. And it's like, oh, you've been doing it for 10 years? It's like, holy crap, we've been doing it for 10 years. That's like
well, not technically, because COVID doesn't count. So like we missed a year and a half. So like,
yeah, exactly. I thought I'll be rich by now, Daniel. No, I thought I'll be
strictly off the business of this podcast.
Yes. Oh, I was like, nah, we never did it for any type of money or compensation. We were just doing it because we just liked it. We just liked
also, if someone wants to pay us, Spotify, I'm willing to completely change my politics.
Yes, I will. Yeah, I will take all the ad money. I will. I'm against gambling, but I'll if like Underdog or DraftKings or FanDuel say like, hey, we'll pay you. I'll say, oh, okay. Gambling's actually all right. It's like, but
I mean, we don't we can read the ads and then still talk trash about gambling, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can. I mean, I don't know if that works that way. Maybe. I don't know, because I don't hear nobody who does that. Anything I listen to, I never heard them speak about gambling. Now, I heard somebody say, hey, I don't gamble, but I don't have nothing against it. That's what they say.
But if I did,
you're complicit. Yeah. They say they don't gamble, but that's just one of the hosts. I mean, he's not really a host, really. Like the host does, because he even talks about his picks. So it's like, oh, see, it works out for them. But
gotcha.
But nah, like we did it really just to stay in touch with each other. This is something we stay in touch because we don't work, because we used to work at the same job, so we saw each other almost every day. So we will always be there. But then we got different jobs, and now we're even a little further away. So yeah, this is a good way to stay in touch. But yeah, so this podcast, we're going to talk about the top 5 games that we liked while doing the podcast. So these are games that we actually played. So it's not a half-ass like game of the year thing. These are games that we actually played that came out between 2014 and today. Which is you said the date today, right?
I don't know if I did. September 20th of 2025.
Yeah. So this is like a special podcast because we're still going to do a regular podcast for this, but this is the one where we talk about our top 5 games that we like the most between 2014, July 26, 2014, to the date that Daniel had just said. Because I just the 20th of September 2025. So we'll start with you. We actually did rank them too. So we're gonna start with 5 going up.
Yep.
So what's your number 5 game?
All right. My number 5 is Life is Strange. This is one that we've done a couple.
I feel like I like the game more than you did. It is not even on my top 5.
Oh well, you failed.
Well, that doesn't. No, it just means that I love these games even more, but I still love that game more than you. That's how I judge it. You don't still love it enough.
I have a favorite child, and yeah. Basically, this is one of the few games that we have done like special split out episodes for. There are a couple along the way, and that's why, technically this is 500, but we've got some more than that. And part of that is because we just wanted to discuss the spoilers and kind of get into
I forgot we
all
did
of
that.
the aspects. Yeah, all of the aspects of the game and the because this is an episodic game, so it came out across the series of months or even years. I can't remember. They were basically following along the Telltale kind of setup of games with this adventure game, and you play as a young girl.
But it was more game. Well, at the time, it was like more game to it than like a Telltale's game. At the time, I mean, I think Telltale's they gotten a little more gamey, but yeah, this was seeing a little more.
I think
high
that's what made this
value.
one special.
Yeah,
is it was what produced under Ubisoft at the time. Is that right?
Yeah, they were the publishers and the guys. And the game that did before it. The game, it was like an action game, like an action type of game. I forgot what it was called. Remember Me? I think it was called. And I played a little bit of that, but I never really got into it. But it was definitely a total different. I mean, I never played through that game. Maybe some people might say that, hey, this is something similar to that. But nah, based on the but I played a little bit of that game, it was like totally different from what what's this game called? I forgot.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. Yeah.
So and to that point, I think what they did as far as like making this more of a game than some of those earlier Telltale games. Telltale kind of went in the way of like, oh, here's going to be like a quick time event where you're aiming a gun or something like that. This used the gameplay in the adventureness of it. Like, so you played as a young woman and she had like this weird supernatural power to rewind time. So you could actually make these choices. And then if you didn't like the outcome of it, you could go back in time. It was basically like allowing official save scumming in the game. And then you could explore all the adventures. But when it got to a very specific choice that was going to like affect the direction of the game, that's when they would give a narrative reason for why she could no longer use their powers. And I think they did that very effectively. This is also just a game that I think narratively they did a good job with the story that they were telling. It was basically this young girl, and I keep saying that because I can't remember her name, even though Max Caulfield.
Max, okay.
Yeah. And she had basically lost a friend. She had died, right?
Yeah, she died. She got shot in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was another girl that came in and kind of was involved in her life. Basically, the cool kid came along and you start hanging out with her. And then all this crazy stuff happens. And just the story of it, I thought was very well written, very well performed. And all the choices, like, they just kind of made sense. You also have like it is a murder mystery at the end of the day. You're trying to figure out what happened to this other woman, and it turns out spoilers.
Well, actually, was she 18?
Maybe
she was.
Might have been.
Yeah,
might have been strictly for like story purposes, so they didn't have to also be like, this guy is not just a creep; he's a pedophile. I think they, a lot of games try and stray away from having to have that conversation.
Yeah, because it doesn't get to because you found he's not that kind of. He's just a killer. He's not a. It didn't seem like it was anything sexually motivated. When you find out at the end.
Yeah.
Even though exactly. Yeah. Go ahead though.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done. I thought it told a very interesting story, and the gameplay for it being, an adventure game more in the modern sense, what we see now as far as like the Telltale games and ever since like The Walking Dead and what's evolved out of that. I think it's basically the best version of that. The unfortunate thing is I haven't really interfaced with much of the series after that. There was the demo, Captain Amazing and the Wonder Kid or whatever, and I played that and I thought that was okay, but I never got around to Life is Strange 2 or True Colors, or
Yeah, I only
even
did
the
True
Before the
Colors.
Storm stuff.
Yeah, I only did True Colors, and I started before the storm. I just never went back. It's like one day, like I said, when I can stop time, I can play all these games, man. And then
once you can Max Caulfield it, you can.
yeah, exactly. If I can just, yeah,
stuff.
exactly. I want her power, and that was the disappointment of True Colors. Like, I don't got the power, but you did get new power, so it was something. So it was all right. Yeah, man. I'm glad you said that game for at least that be mentioned. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I get into my number 5. I mean, both of us we had a pretty hard time like making this list because getting these games to 5, and then like because there's so many good games we played.
I almost texted you and been like, "Can we do 10?" And then I was like, "No, it's 500. We should do 5."
Yeah,
doing the hard cuts here,
exactly.
Dominic.
Exactly. And then it'd be less editing for me. So number 5 is Hades. Hades is a roguelike game that came out in, I want to say, the end of 2019, and I mostly played in 2020. So I played like a ton of it doing like before COVID and after COVID. I was playing that game because I don't think I beat it till maybe after COVID was announced. I don't remember.
Looks like it came out September 2020. But it was in
so maybe
early
that was
access
that was
December
early access.
2018.
So I did. So most likely, yes. No, actually, I probably beat it in 2021. I think it was one of those games that I said I think I like, but I didn't. I hadn't played it yet, and then I played it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I really like this game." So yeah, you played as a character. You were like the son of Hades. Again with the Zagreus or whatever. I forgot his name.
Yeah, Zagreus.
But he was basically almost like a rebellious, like, well, I would say kid because he's an adult, really. But like he was about this guy. He wanted to leave the underworld.
Rebellious team.
Yeah, he wanted to leave the underworld. He was tired of being stuck there. So how the roguelike element is that you go through the dungeons basically up to the surface, and you do all these, basically fighting all these enemies, and like you're weak and stuff like that. Just like roguelikes, and then you get stronger as you learn the game. Also, like your experience, you learn the game to get further up until you get to the top, and where you fight Hades. Like each dungeon has its own bosses and stuff like that. And then you have the gods who help you. They're the ones who give you the power ups and things of that nature to help you get up to the surface. But it's very narrative driven. It's not like what other roguelites were, which were basically more so gameplay than the story. This was both. The gameplay was fantastic and the story was good. It's great. This is really like the game that got me into roguelikes, really, because I didn't really understand the concept of roguelikes. I didn't understand it really. And then when I did play them, I was like, why do I care? Why do I want to play a game that's kind of hard and I just keep dying and going back? I was like, I don't see this. And this really showed me why that was fun. I mean, plus I'm more of a story-driven guy. I'm a guy who loves stories in games. Like I will take that over gameplay a lot. Like sometimes game can be dull, but the story's good. I'll go through it. And this was what got me into it, because then I started liking other games of that nature, even though they weren't great stories, but I understood the gameplay. I was like, okay, I see what the hook is, and this is what got me into it. And they had voice acting, they went really big with this game, and this is like, I mean, AAA quality from a developer that, I mean, I don't even know who the publisher is. It's would you consider them AAA? I don't know, because I'm not attached to a publisher like I'm used to, but. If it is considered independent, I mean, it's one of those games kind of like CD Projekt Red game, something like them. Like they really put a lot into it, and yeah, the game was a success. I see why people liked it, why people had it high on their lists, man. And now 2's about to come out, and I do want to play that. And because hell, it's back on Game Pass now, Hades, and like I didn't even think about. And every now and then I play it. Every now and then, get back into it, man. But yeah, that was a game I was really hooked onto.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your number 4, Dan?
My number 4 is Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight has seen many iterations basically since the beginning of this podcast. It basically almost launched alongside the podcast
Yeah,
within a
it really
couple of
did.
days of it.
Yeah, we talked about the it was a Kickstarter, right?
I believe so. And then from there, we went to PAX East at one time and we played, I want to say the Plague Knight DLC was there.
Oh, okay.
And it had the Plague Knight DLC. It also had the
I was disappointed I didn't meet Mr. Shovel Knight.
they should have had a huge mascot of Shovel Knight. At this point, I feel like they probably do.
I didn't see anybody dressed as him. Did you see anybody dressed as a Shovel Knight?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. They cosplay him.
But now it's just Shovel Knight is an indie staple. If you've got an indie game that has guest characters in it and doesn't have Shovel Knight, you would have not made it to the big leagues yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But basically, this is a game that they were intending to have almost been able to play on like an NES. And it's very simplistic graphics. It's a platforming action game, side scroller. But visually, even with the limited kind of color palette and display that they give you, it looks incredible.
Yes.
I would love to see what they would do with like a Super Shovel Knight, like that generation of graphics. And just the gameplay is so pitch perfect between the DuckTales, Pogo-esque maneuver that you've got. And it's really just very smart. It's kind of Mega Man stylish in that you can kind of do the bosses in a little more freely.
The music is great. I love the music.
Oh, yeah. I was going through our old podcast looking for games that I was talking about. And that's when I would put like intro, like in between music, transition music in.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's Shovel Knight again and Shovel Knight again and Shovel Knight again. It's like, I'm just ripping off their whole catalog for this thing. Yeah. And just for them to do that and then do it effectively 3 more times with the different DLCs for free that they added, the King Knight, the Plague Knight, and then what was his name? Spectre Knight. I think Spectre Knight was my favorite of those. King Knights I didn't necessarily love because it introduced the card game, and at that point I kind of just gotten out of like being into the card game situation. But I still think that's pretty successful in what it did. And just Shovel Knight is available everywhere now. It is blown up in such a way. Yacht Club games, Mina the Hollower is supposed to come out this year. It's crazy to think that basically in the intervening years from the launch of this podcast on, they've effectively launched, I think, like 2 games because it was Shovel Knight and of course the DLCs. And then they did Shovel Knight Dig, which is somewhat like, it's okay. It's not as good as Shovel Knight. It was a hard bar to meet again, apparently. But now they're finally coming out with their next thing, and I'm very excited to see what that team has to offer.
I remember,
with this Mina the Hollower.
When we were first reading it, talking about the game, and I remember because I was reading the description. Because we didn't know what it was. Say, oh, we thought it looked cool. They have a description, and it was kind of funny. I was like, he's fighting the Order of No Quarter or something like that.
Yeah,
it was such a crazy description and everything. And yeah, I did not imagine it being that good though, or that popular when it finally did come out. I mean, it's crazy how.
I'm trying to think, Dominic. We were in touch with the developer at one point to try and get them on an interview for the podcast, but I don't think we ever actually did.
But man, I don't think we did.
That was so long ago now. I'm just thinking about oh man, I got emails back and forth with one of the main guys over there. Hey, we're just you want to come on?
Yeah, we could have we should have got them. We should have got them when they weren't big time. We could have got them.
Well, I think that was the problem. They were already big time when we tried to reach out to them because they were like, yeah, we're working on this next thing, and everybody's kind of head down working on it, so we don't really have time, unfortunately. I was like, okay. It's crazy.
All right. So my number 4 is if I can pull this up here. Yes, I remember. All right. It's The Forgotten City. And I'm glad I remembered it. I mean, I had to go, yeah, because I was looking at our top games and like I was like, oh yeah, I remember this game, and I was like, oh yeah, this was great. It was also a surprise game. It's Forgotten City it was like a time loop mystery game where you go into like this past of like Roman a place in Roman times. It was in somewhere in Rome, but um it's been cursed. They have a golden rule where if you commit a sin, everybody dies. And so the thing is, it's like on a loop though. It's like a timed loop because something does. Even if you just, I think, stay still for I forgot how long. Like if you just don't do nothing, talk to anybody, anything. Somebody did something. Got committed a sin, and the place will get destroyed. And then you die, you come back, and it starts from the time when you first came. Like it's like you go back in the past, and you're coming there for the first time, really, and you remember everything, but the people around you don't. They don't know that it's like a time loop. This is all just happening for them. So what you do is that you try to discover like the mysteries. It's different endings you can do. You can be somewhere where you're just trying to get out the time loop because you can't escape. Right now, you're trying to find a way to escape, or you can try to help discover what's the secret in this place. Like, how do you stop this keep happening? Or if you just want to kill the god, I guess you can. I think there's different endings. I think I did the good ending eventually after I've been playing around for a lot because you can do so many things. Like you can go talk to a person, like because you know everything, and then you talk to them and say this, and like, oh, it's like they're like, hey, how'd you know this or something like that, or somebody's done something to someone else. You can go talk to them, or you can call chaos. Like I might call somebody to go kill somebody because they did something. I can't remember the specifics. I played a game that's so long because now I kind of want to play it again. I think I even said that because I wanted to try all the different endings because there's so much things to do. It's pretty deep, and it's and this was a mod. This was a mod from was it Skyrim? Was it a Skyrim mod? I want to say yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they made it from that, and then it became like its own standalone game. These guys did, and I mean, it's incredible. Like, yeah, you are a modern day guy. Like, so you're going back into the Roman times of that ilk, and yeah, it's fully voice acted and everything that these guys did, and like it's done so well. And yeah, man, this game was like it felt so fresh, and I was like, man, this is such a great game, man. Like this is really good, and yeah, I think it's like one of my top games for that year. I don't know, maybe what was the top game? I can't even remember. But yeah, that's my number 4 game. All right, so I guess we're at number 3. So what's your number 3 game, Daniel?
My number 3 game is Super Mario Odyssey. Basically the latest 3D Mario game, if you're not counting Bowser's Fury, which is also an awesome game. But Mario Odyssey, it was basically the evolution of that series, coming off of Galaxy, which I actually didn't play that much of. And then to have it go back to what felt like it was more of a traditional sequel to Super Mario 64. You have all of these different biomes, you have all these different environments now. But it's not you're out in space and you're dealing with all these weird physicsy things and gravity. It was really just tried and true jumping around trying to get all this stuff. And in this, it was moons instead of stars, and there would just be like these weird outlandish things that you would have to do. And it's just it almost feels like a game of unlimited moons where you're just like, well, I can do this, and I get a moon for that, and this. And, it added the new gameplay mechanic of now your hat is like this sentient being who allows you to throw it onto another creature and then become that creature. So it expanded the gameplay so much by giving you the opportunity to basically play as like any number of other things out in the world, whether it be a Goomba or a Koopa or a blooberfish or even a T-Rex. They also did that weird thing where there's like this weird, like, uncanny valley between Mario and this hyper realistic universe that he was in. And like, obviously New Donk City is still kind of cartoony, but you have this like 3-foot Mario walking around next to these normal human being sized people. And then you also have like just in the T-Rex world where, it's like this lush kind of jungle area, and it doesn't really look cartoony in the way that you typically expect that stuff to look in a Mario game. I'm really excited for what they do next. I mean, obviously that team worked on, the Donkey Kong game, and that is a lot of fun. But once they get back to the Mario series, I am expecting there to be some really good stuff coming out of that. Yeah, an incredible game, an incredible platformer, and for me, I've got like two genres that I'm super into. One is like Metroidvania, and the other is just like a good platformer collectathon. Like, give me a Mario, give me a Banjo-Kazooie, now modern times in Astro Bot. Like, that stuff is my bread and butter, and you'll always get me on it.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey, man, is like probably my favorite game on the Switch. Like, I really love that game because I think it was that year that I think I picked. I don't know what I picked for my favorite game, but I know I had Mario Odyssey up top. I want to say that, and like, because you had Zelda, and maybe was that the same year as Inside?
It might have.
I don't know. Like, yeah,
where's my spreadsheet at?
Because Mario Odyssey came out because Breath of the Wild
Inside
came out
was 2016, and that was 2017.
Okay,
Night in the Woods was 2017.
Oh, because I had Night in the Woods probably up there, that top, and then Mario Odyssey. And because Mario Odyssey came out the same year as Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild came out the launch, and Mario Odyssey came out the fall. And and I was like, oh yeah, I like this one. And yeah, so I'm glad you even mentioned it because I was trying to figure out if I could get that on this list, but it was just these games up here. I said, I think I like this game because they're a little fresher than Mario. I probably liked it a little bit more, but I still like Mario. Still like my favorite Switch game. Like, I haven't played any other game or because of the expensiveness of the game, like they don't go down in price. But even still, like, the interest of the other games don't really feel like Mario Odyssey. I'm thinking like, Darren, this is almost like the N64 for me. That like, wow, Mario 64 was the best game, like one of the best games on that system for me, and that was like the first year it came out, and nothing has really topped that. I mean, arguably, maybe Banjo-Kazooie, but I didn't really get into Banjo-Kazooie. I played it, but I just didn't get it. But yeah, so because I'm kind of upset that like they haven't done another. I was hoping they'd do another one that's similar. I mean, all they did was repack 64, Mario 64, and what's it called? I said Splash, Sunshine, and then Galaxy. All right, so my number 3. Okay, I gotta get my this out here again. Is Vampire Survivor, man. This was now you talk about surprises. Like, this game, I did not really know much about this game. Here's the thing: is it was on Xbox Game Pass. I think it was like it was early preview on Game Pass too. It wasn't even like 1.0. So I just heard, like, I think I just saw it on Twitter. Somebody saying like, oh yeah, like, because the people talk about like their favorite games. Some guy said, man, my favorite game so far is Vampire Survivor. I can't believe this is like one of my top games is only like $5 or so something like price or whatever it was. And I was like, Rabbi Survivor. Then I remember saying I did see that on Game Pass like advertised, but I was like, it didn't look interesting. It looked like it's a small, pixelated game that is like, it
Basically, it
doesn't
looks
look
like they
that.
stole old Castlevania art for it.
Yeah, and I was like, this doesn't look like something I want, because when I watched some gameplay, I was like, well, what is this? So I played it, and then I realized, like, hey, I can't press the button to hit the guys. And I was like, it just, but it's like, I don't know if I like this. I think I stopped, and then I tried it again, and then, I mean, I just got hooked, man. I just got hooked. I think you tried it, and then, like, you played it a little longer than I did at initially, and you was telling me, like, but you basically explained, like, there is an end.
Game. Weird.
Yes, and there is an end to it, or something like that. You can beat it, and I was like, okay, let me go try this again, because I just didn't know where it goes. I was like, does it end? Like, what's it supposed to do? And then I start learning everything, and then, oh my goodness, I just got hooked into this game. I mean, it's a roguelike game, where, like, it's like auto attack on your character, and you're just and as you get powerful, you get new weapons, and you also get new kind of power ups to those particular weapons, so they can either, like, auto attack faster or anything, or, like, powerful. Like, yeah, as the game goes on, as you level up, you collect these orbs that help you level up. And then there's different stages, and you get to, like, basically at the end of each stage, like, death comes and it just kills you. And thing is, you can possibly kill him too. It's hard as hell, but if you just get strong enough and have the right weapons, you can beat him. Like, basically almost like the stop one, like, it stops the time and things of that nature. Like, you can do it. And yeah, man, I just got so hooked into this. They have different stages you go through the game. Then they start having DLC, and the DLC was great. A lot of the DLC was great. They had one when there was with Among Us, and that was pretty good. They had Contra, they had Castlevania. That was really good. They had Contra too. Oh, I did say Contra, didn't I? Yeah, I did. They, like, it's pretty good. Like, there's the stories, you have to read, like, the descriptions of some characters, and actually they do have it where, like, there's a mode where, oh, this is, like, specifically for this character, and it's like, hey, this is a little story. Like, you just read it. It's not really nothing that you don't really care about it. But
yeah,
I mean,
the production values aren't high necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, if you read it, and if you want to, it's like, okay, there's something to this. Because I never understood the vampire part, honestly, because I was like, I don't even know. I remember. I think you find them. I think
he's right there on the title screen now. Like, come on.
And I think you fight him in one of the stages that after you beat, like, all the main stages. But I don't remember that much anymore, like that stuff, because I've been doing all this crazy other stuff. Like, it's so addicting. Like, the game is just so addicting, and you get, like, it's like 30 minutes really time on each stage. So you try to survive on each stage for 30 minutes. And I remember just playing this, like, man, I don't see me just staying doing this for 30 minutes. It's kind of a little too long. But nah, man, I get lost. I was like, oh, if I survive for that long, man, the time just flies by, man. It's like, okay. And yeah. And it's like, it's just not only with the DLC, like, you got so many adjustments to the gameplay that you can do specifically in that game to really bring out the replay value, because you got different characters that
so many different characters.
Yeah, and that each one they have probably start out with different weapon, and then they have a tribute to that certain weapons that are better than the other characters, or attributes to themselves that are better. Like, maybe this character's a whole lot faster, but he doesn't really have like a strong weapon or something like that, and this character has this weapon and is already stronger than what you would have with another character, and vice versa. I mean, it's just, it's a lot to that game, and for the price, I think it's damn good. Like, with all the DLC, it probably equals to, like, a normal game. I don't even know if it's still go over like $40 though. I'm not sure. But
yeah, I don't think so.
But it's still. But I think with every DLC, like, if you get the DLC, it's still a good price. I think it's still a great price, and it goes on sale. Stuff goes on sale,
especially
a lot.
For the amount of content that they give you.
Yeah, exactly. And these guys, man, they discovered this game, because now I see other games that try to copy it. Really copied like the gameplay style. There's even a game that came out just recently, the Dark Galactic Survivor, I think it's called, like the dwarf dungeon game, which I don't even remember what the original game was about. I guess you just dug and mine do stuff in that
Yeah,
game.
I think you
I don't
mined
know.
in space, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and well, in this one, it's basically Vampire Survivor, and you're just like shooting. It's auto attack button and stuff like that, and I like it. I mean, it's actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
But yeah, in some of the games I have played that they just haven't scratched that itch like Vampire Survivor. I think this is the closest thing right now, but we'll see. I'll talk about that more on the other podcast. But yeah,
Yeah.
Vampire Survivor is my number 3. So we're at number
Yeah.
2 now. What's your number 2, Dan?
My number 2 is Tears of the Kingdom. Basically locked myself into deciding between
It should have been
Tears
It
of
should
the
have been Breath of
Kingdom.
the Wild. Or
Well,
it could
that's
be. It could be. It could
it
be.
could be. Yeah, I could still have it on there, even though I'm spoiling it right now. I locked myself into choosing one of them. And I think
Oh,
the powers that they give you in Tears of the Kingdom are just so out there. Like your ability to build things, and then like your ability to just shoot through the whatever surface you're above and clip through it, basically, I think breaks the game in the best way possible. Like it's one of those powers that like I forgot so many times that I had it because it just doesn't feel natural. It's like you shouldn't let me do that, game. What are you talking about? And it's like, yes, but that's the only way out of this situation. Um the story also feels like there's an actual story there. All of the stuff with Zelda and the time travel, I think, is very interesting. And then for something that I thought was just going to be kind of like this weird, you know, expansiony kind of thing with the underground stuff. I really thought that was just going to be their kind of excuse of like, hey, we didn't build a new area for this game, but we got this for you to mess around with. And it ended up being far more than I expected it to be. And it is actually interesting. I will say one of the things that I had trouble with in messing with that area initially is just like traversing it can be difficult. And you need to be comfortable with utilizing like your ability to build things. Like I felt like if I had built a vehicle to move around down there that I would be cheating the game. And I don't think that's the case at all. I think that's kind of their intention for you to do that. And being able to maneuver around that makes the game far more enjoyable in general. I think all of the kind of shrine stuff is right up there with Breath of the Wild. Um, the only thing I will say is that like the divine beasts or whatever dungeons I felt were a little bit better in Breath of the Wild than the stuff that you have in Tears of the Kingdom. Um, but other than that, I think Tears of the Kingdom really excels, adding like members to your party basically. So like by the end of the game, you're not just Link running around. You're like this whole squad of like ghost guys behind you. I thought it was really cool. A different take on Zelda. And yeah, just like this being the direction that they went with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it felt so refreshing. And now it feels like they can't go back to that well again because it won't be as refreshing. So I'm interested to see what they do with the Zelda series going forward. Because it feels like you can't then like limit people again, but like how do you expand upon it past what they've already done? But for this being basically like the magnum opus for the Switch, and seeing it, at the end of its life, even though it had another year before, the next system came out. Um, I think they did an excellent job taking what they learned from Breath of the Wild and expanding on that and creating a truly unique and new game out of that. And then the improvements that come along with the Switch 2, the higher frame rate, and resolution, I think do add a lot to that game. It lets you experience that game in the way kind of it deserves to be experienced, as opposed to, for the most part, because you're always engaged with the game, the slowdown isn't like super noticeable, but there can be moments, especially in the quieter moments, like when you were going into like the Lost Woods or like that kind of area where you're like, I'm not really fighting enemies. I'm not really doing any of that stuff. I'm just walking around and there's slow down because there's lights shining through the trees or something like that. So having that all smoothed out with the Switch 2 edition, I think just puts basically the bow on what is a masterpiece of a game.
Oh man, yeah. That's great, man. That's great that you like that horrible game. That's good. The yeah, I'm just joking. Nah, man. I mean, yeah, it sounds like yeah, it's a lot better than that. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of improvements they made from the first game.
There definitely is, yeah.
Maybe one day I can. I mean, because I still want to beat the first one, and I got far in it too. You know, but then I just stopped. Now I want to go back. And I wish I still had that damn save though.
I wish Nintendo was a little more open to like accessibility features. So if it was something like, oh, hey, I don't like the stamina meter, like let me turn this down or off, or weapon durability, because I don't really think it breaks the game too much. Like, sure, it would let some people like climb directly into Ganon's lair, you know, because in Breath of the Wild, it's like that's your first and only objective is go defeat Ganon or whatever. But you're still going up there with 3 hearts. So unless you're one of these like speedrun experts who can one shot these guys without taking any damage, like, you know, it's not going to break the game for me. Just make it a little bit easier on me.
All right. So my number 2 game is Outerwilds, man. So Outerwilds, I'm trying to think, why did I even try this? I mean, it was on Game Pass. I think I wonder how long was Game Pass has been out at the time. Maybe I was just looking at new games that came out. Because I forgot what year the game came out. I'm trying to remember.
Game Pass launched in 2017, and Outer Wilds.
It couldn't have been that.
Outer Wilds came out in 2019.
Okay, so yeah, it came out like 2 years late. Okay, so like before definitely COVID.
Or 2020.
Yeah,
maybe
2020. It came out. You said.
I got 2 different dates. May 28th, 2019 is what it says here on.
Yeah, because I played it like kind of
for Windows and Xbox.
Came out because I think it was I want to say it came on Game Pass at launch, and
that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah,
because I played it too.
Yeah, because I think I heard it on a podcast, somebody describing it. So I think that's why I gave it a shot. And so it's an open world exploration game where you and it's like graphically it's I don't know, whatever's between 64 and like maybe PlayStation and between PlayStation and PlayStation 2 kind of thing. Maybe PlayStation 2 somewhat but it's good enough. It's like real graphics. But it's also like very floaty. I know some people really had a hard time playing as it, and like you're an astronaut basically, and it's like a weird, like you're an alien too. Like this is like a different world or universe or whatever, like galaxy you're in, and it's a galaxy that's in a it's a world that's in a 22-minute loop. Well, the solar system basically, because you're an astronaut. They tells you to do like get some things to help build your ship, and like you got like a little rust bucket like ship or something, but you get off the planet and you shoot up, and then you see you can just travel to these other planets, and it's like they're not far or something, but it just feels so like different. Like it feels like maybe you are in like outer space and you are in the world because it has like gravity and stuff like that. And then you could travel and land on these planets. And like one planet is like a whole bunch of tornadoes or something like that because it's just like a storm. But as this stuff is going on, the star is getting bigger. The sun, your sun or something. So it's gobbling up planets too. And this is basically a 22-minute loop where it explodes. And then civilization, like you die. And then you come back. It kind of might be what Forgot City was kind of like that with that. And so this deals with that too. You're just trying to find out what's happening. Why is it how I guess how to stop the sun. I guess at some point you can do that. I do. The end game is really blurry for me because I did do it. But I remember it's a lot, but it's like a lot of secrets because as you play through the game, you know you're not going to be able to do everything. So what you do is go to a place, try to solve this puzzle to understand something, then go somewhere else. And eventually you understand some secrets. And like as you're exploring, man, you go to a planet that's like basically hollow. It's like really small like thing. Kind of remind me like you in Mario Galaxy in first person or something. Cause like you can run around the planet because it's not that big. And then you go inside of this like hollow planet, then you see other secrets. Then you see writings of somebody who they know what happened. Somebody, I guess, who came from your planet and saying like, "Hey, the sun is about to explode," and then you got to put these puzzles or mysteries together, and then you learn about this ancient civilization that was there because they like old things they had, like in their technology. Like they knew what was happening and going on, and something happened that's causing these time loop. But you're only experiencing it though; nobody else does. And it's like yeah, it's really up to you. It's like there's no hand holding. Like it's up to you to really discover what's going on. But the exploration, it's so fun. It's just so fun. Like you travel out in your spaceship from the planet. Like you can see you lift off, and then you see these other worlds that you just go and land on and everything. And yeah, it was so great, man. Like it was. I really loved it. I really liked that game because I was playing it a lot, and it was so cool. And it's how you bounce. Like sometimes I think I jumped too high, and one of the tornadoes had shot me up the sky, and then I'm just in space. Like I'm just stuck in space. And sometimes I just know like something explodes, so I get real like close to it just to see the end of the world. And then one time I try to outrun it. I run the explosion. Like I travel to the end, like to the galaxy, but you know you still get caught. It was just so cool. Like this how they did that, man. Like this game, man, it was great. Like this is definitely one of my top games. That you have. I have number two, but I think it was my game of the year at the time. When we did it and when we did the list for that year. But yeah, man, this game was incredible. Like it was really moving, man. Like just seeing that.
It's definitely one of those that like I hear talked about so much. I mean, by you as well, like such high praise of it. And it also sounds like it's a pretty unique experience to each person, right? Because it's so kind of you can stumble upon this and this is happening or this and that's happening. You know, it's one of those games that I feel like I need to get around to.
Like I discovered things by accident, and like sometimes just looking around, and then I see because I really didn't know what you're supposed to do in this game, and then I seeing these writings on different planets. I said, okay, there's some like secrets discovery like here. Like I guess I'm supposed to be connecting these dots and like doing that. Like then you might see something you don't know what to do, but then you learn something on another planet. About like this technology, and then you know, like, okay, I have to line this up. You have to do something probably at Pacific times too, and yeah, man, it's deep. It's one of those games like just like Forgotten City. Well, for City is more like because Forgotten City came out after. Well, actually, I don't know when the mod was done for Forgotten City, so let me not say that. I don't know when the mod was first put in place for Forgotten City because that was a mod
Yeah.
from Skyrim, but the game officially came out after Outer Wilds. Um, so yeah, it's like they're very similar in that way, but yeah, I was really intrigued like that. I like if there's games like that, I really like. I would love to play them or anything like just to exploit like it's almost sandboxy feel, but it has a purpose. Like I'm learning something. It's
Right.
not me just doing anything like Minecraft or anything, something like that. Like, and not that I'm against those games. It's just that, or like No Man's Sky. Now, No Man's Sky has done a lot of updates. Maybe there's something there
Mm.
where I could do that. Like, in No Man's Sky has something like Outer Wilds where there was like some mystery like to discover like and put things together while I'm going to these planets and stuff. Yes, like I just need some type of story to go with that, and I think they might have that now. I'll just have to do some looking up on that. But yeah, all right. Some Outer Wilds, my number two. So
Yeah.
there we go. Number one, our number one game that we loved, liked, whatever you want to say, um, that we played during during our podcast. What is your number one?
My number one is Inside, and I feel like even to this day, I guess I got to say full disclosure, we were provided a review code for this game. But it was a game at the time, came from Playdead, the studio that also made what is that? Man,
Oh,
I can
Limbo.
see the name. Limbo,
Limbo.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Limbo. Which is basically like a physicsy platformer, a very simple, left to right type thing, but you're kind of puzzle solving at the same time as you're kind of dealing with the physics of the environment and the obstacles that you have to go through. Now, Inside takes that and then evolves it in so many different ways. And I remember this being what was so special about it to me is that it's a relatively short game, but in that time, there are like 6 or 7 different concepts of gameplay that felt like they could be evolved into their own specific game. Like they crammed so much mechanically into the game without overcomplicating it that it was this very special thing. The graphics, are good. It has a very like Tim Burton-esque, very somber vibe to it. A lot of shadows and kind of playing with the darkness. Um, and there's not much. I mean, I guess there is kind of more to the story than there initially kind of
Oh yeah. I mean, it's one of
reports.
those. It's like I mean, I know there's a name for it. I just can think of like those stories where it's more visual, like it's no word
Mm,
spoken, but
yeah.
you get enough of it.
Yeah, it's definitely conveying something. And
Yeah,
and then by the end I felt like I had some level of satisfied, ending to it. Like we
yeah,
accomplished something here.
yeah, exactly.
Um
Yeah,
and to that point, the ending I thought was like pitch perfect for the game that it was. This
yeah.
kind of really
You're
odd
you're
thing.
you're a happy blob.
Yes, you're a happy meat blob. Yeah, it it really is just, an incredible thing. It's another one of those things, much like Life is Strange, that almost feels like it's important to the lore of this podcast because we also did, a specific episode for this game as well. And because of like the length of the game, even when I was making this list, I was like, I feel like I should go back and play Inside just to like make sure I still feel the same way I do about it. And I didn't get a chance to do that before recording, but I think in this next week I'm going to try and put some time into just going back to that game and revisiting it. Um just an awesome experience from a relatively small team. Unfortunately, it seems like that team is kind of fractured since then and, gone gone in a couple of different ways, but hopefully we'll get another experience in a similar vein eventually.
Yeah, that game. I mean, yeah, I really love that game too, man. And I'm glad, I'm glad you're saying these games that I love, but I just couldn't get on my list. So
Yeah,
like Inside, yeah, because that was our game of the year for that year, and yeah, it was incredible. Like it was very like I said, like a narrative of it, like without any spoken dialogues, really through the gameplay, and like you kind of just see it and go through. And yeah, like you said, it's really somber. I never played Limbo, but that's the kind of vibe I get in Limbo too, just from looking at that.
absolutely.
So, but this is like, yeah, like the graphically, like how the shadows work, man. Oh man, they were good, man. They were great. And yeah, man, that game, yeah, just like the platforming, the way that the animation was, and I felt like just climbing and doing things. Pretty brutal how you get killed too. Really,
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
but I think you can take from that you're not really, even though you look like a kid, you're not really a kid, so it doesn't feel that bad. I mean, I guess you kind of don't feel that bad. I mean, all depends on you. I mean, maybe you still do. I mean, me, um, I just assume he's some kind of, well, I wouldn't call him a robot, like maybe some biological creation. I don't know. It's like, yeah, so
He
it's
was a kid that was being experimented on, Dominic. You're just feeling worse now.
oh no, I don't want to believe that. But it was great. I mean, yeah, I mean, it got high praise, and yeah, I was playing it. I mean, I was being able to play it, man. It was all right. So I guess my number one game was The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, man. So
Mhm.
like, this is a year after I played the Dragon Age Inquisition. Like that was somewhat disappointing. Like overall, a good game. I enjoyed it, but it was a little disappointing. Like it wasn't as high a bar as I wanted for RPG. So it was still like Mass Effect series was still like the best RPG that I played in a while, or like the Fallout series and Skyrim. Um, and probably Skyrim would probably be up there. Like overall, like American RPGs. And so like I did like The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3, it was like graphically it was great and the narrative was really good. The combat wasn't really there for me in Witcher 3. It wasn't that great. Like it was forgettable. Like I didn't really care. Like but the narrative and everything around it was really good. And now with Witcher 3, like I've seen Witcher 2, I'm sorry. And Witcher 3, um like I kept seeing previews for it. Like it looked great. I was like, oh man. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna have to probably get this on console because ain't no way hell my PC is gonna might play this game. And so yeah, I was just waiting for the Xbox One version and everything for it. But I did end up getting on PC just to try it, and because you can always sell it back if I didn't work or anything. And actually, it ran. It ran. It ran. I mean, it ran on my PC. It wasn't the best, but it was okay, and it was still probably better than me getting it on console. Actually, um, so yeah, so I did finally play it. And man, that story, like the world, because the other games were open world. They weren't open world. They were like open, like chapters, I guess you would say, and then you go to another place. And this is like an open world, and this is like open world with a lot of things. It made you feel like you were in that world, man. It wasn't like empty or nothing. It made you feel like if there was like a space, it made sense. Like it isn't like all towns were close to each other because they weren't back then. But also it made sense, and it didn't make you feel like it was far away. In oh my goodness, the graphics look so great. In the game, the voice acting was great. The story, it was so much. This game was huge. Like just the base game was huge, and I was just like, wow, this is incredible. This has got to be like, I think after finally finishing it, like just the base game, I was like, man. And actually, no, I didn't finish the base game before DLC because I think I purposely did was play the DLC before I got to the very end I did some DLC, and then I finished the base game. Even though I think I didn't. I mean, maybe narratively that was supposed to happen. I'm not even sure because I just always assumed that like in games like that, the DLC takes place before the ending. So because I'm so used to that, because like in Mass Effect, it was the stuff that happened after the game, except for that one DLC for one was and two. Well, at two was actually after. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. It could have been played after though. It could have been after. I mean, it would have made. It could still make sense to be played after what happened, unless you're dead. Unless you died, then it don't make sense. For that DLC, the last one that came out before 3 on Mass Effect 2. But anyway, the but yeah, The Witcher 3. But yeah, after playing again, I was like, man, this has got to be one of the best like role play games I ever played. Now I haven't played Baldur's Gate yet. Baldur's Gate 3, which that technically I could put this on my list, Baldur's Gate 3, but Baldur's Gate 3, I mean, it's close. It was close to getting on this list. I just felt like I think I liked the actual because the story was based on like a character, like a original character. It was the story I feel was better because it's based around him. Even though you have his choices for Geralt, who was Geralt, the main character of the game. You can have different choices and different endings with him, but since he is who he is, like it's better to write the story around that. While you pick your own character in Baldur's Gate 3, and so the story it's still good. It's still a great story, but it can't be. It's just that they have to also appease to like that these are created characters, so they have to do something around that. I mean, they do really well if you are a certain character, how people interact with you. But that's why I still put Witcher 3 ahead of that as far as story. And the gameplays are different. Like Witcher 3 is an action RPG, and the combat is a whole lot better than what it was in 2. It's not great though. I wouldn't call it great, but it's definitely better. I mean, I enjoy it. It's all right. I mean, but story is always a forefront. Like I said, the game story is always a forefront for me personally. That keeps me going. That keeps me playing it, and that's where like the magic is with that game. Just with that story, and with the DLCs, man, they were just like games. Like especially the last DLC. The last DLC was almost a game on its own, man. That world where it feels like you're in like it's a French land or something, maybe like old French land or like countryside where there's a whole lot of vineyards. Like it's so colorful. Like seeing all these flowers and stuff in the grass, and man, it is so beautiful. And I was like, darn, man, so this is incredible. And it's incredible to think about, like now that because I even see somebody who beat it recently, I think last year, and describing it, and it's like, because even they say it's like, man, this game still holds up compared to some games today, and that's why I always say like games, they really haven't, like for graphic wise, like it's mostly just like the lighting, ray tracing, stuff, things of that nature that has gotten really better, but like it's still not that different from those games of last generation or even the generation before. Like especially last generation, like it's really almost like, oh, now it's 4K. Basically some of those games. But yeah, like this game still looks incredible. This game is still like one of the best role playing games. Like I said, Baldur's Gate is probably in that. Is almost when this thing came out, almost 10 years from when this game came out, basically. And maybe it is, because did it come out in 2015? Did Witcher 3 come out in 2015? And Baldur's Gate came out 2 years ago, right? It wasn't last year. Was it last year or 2 years ago? Not counting the
2015 for Witcher.
Not counting like the beta. Well, not beta, but they had early access to the game. Baldur's Gate's been out, but like when the full release came out,
2023.
Yeah, okay, so 2 years ago, almost 10 years, 8 years, like between those two, and I think yeah, now it's like a argument. Even though some people don't even argue, and like it's not even really argue, but just like somebody asks what you think is better, because I was just curious, like, well, I was trying to get people's take to see like how would I make my decision. But then there's some many people who like to say, hey, they're totally different games. I was like, they're not total. I wouldn't call them totally different. They're both, American RPG. They're both Western RPGs.
They're
I should say.
competing for the same space.
Yeah. It's
Even
like,
if they're
they
not
have
the
different
exact
styles, but
same
like
thing.
what, like you can say one is better than the other with these two. Like you can say that. It's not a big deal. I mean, if you can't choose, you can't choose. I mean, that's fine. But I can't just say like that's your
the
out.
coward's way out.
That's what I'm saying. That's an out. Like that's just you just saying just to say that they're totally different games. It's like I wouldn't say that. Like if both came at the same time, what you getting? Like, and what you playing first? Because you can say you buy them. What you playing first? But anyway, the Witcher 3, yeah. I mean, it is like, it really changes like CD Projekt Red, and it's probably about the companies too, but that's the one I can think of right now. They really changed the game as far as what independent like studios are like, because like technically they're independent, but they have a budget and they really put a lot towards it, and it works. I mean, it's done really well, and they also changed the game as far as DRM. I mean, this is a DRM free game. Like this game, if you know how, you could just steal it and just take it. It's been like that since the beginning, but this game has sold. So, but like it just tells me that the excuse of developers are putting like these things,
like de novo and garbage like that.
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I'm trying to think of the word. What's it called?
Anti-piracy.
Yeah, these piracy things in their games that might cause some problems with games, like people have said. And like, I mean, for recently, like, I mean, even though yes, I need anti-piracy in my online games, like, and people do have things in place, and that's fine. But don't make it hard for me to start up a game. Like I had to start up a game, like because it was going through all that stuff, and then I think not my ad block, my security was doing messed up. I had to change some things. It would just make things more complicated. And I was like, dude, it's like, don't make it complicated for the people who actually bought your game, man. Like you just gotta do the work. I'm sorry. Like you just had work of like looking out for them. Like, and plus the people will tell you if people are cheating. Like they'll go in, they'll show you, and then people always recording like they play, now and stuff like that. So like, don't make it too hard. And like, and the DRM, it's like, your game is going to sell regardless. Like if it's good, if your game is good, it's going to sell. If it's not good, that DRM ain't saving you. Like I just can't believe. I just think. And like, I don't believe that there was somebody who actually did a study, because I feel like we would have seen that there's a study saying like, hey, with the DRM here, this was sold this amount, and like it's actually better to have it. I think it's still just something to please maybe investors or the board or something. Just like it's just, if it's there, it keeps them safe, thinking like, okay, we're not gonna lose money for people stealing this game. When actually, you probably could have saved money. Because I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine like how much you're paying for de novo. That like people like,
that's
how much
only if you make
how
a
much you
good game, Dom.
And because, like I said, Witcher. What's the other game? My popular game I don't like. I mean, I don't like that genre. Elden Ring. No DRM. No DRM for that game. I mean, that showed a lot. Witcher 3, Cyberpunk. The Cyberpunk, it did have it early, which was weird, but then it went away quick. I'm trying to think of another game. It was another game too. But yeah, it's quite a few games, man. And it's like, oh yeah, a lot of Microsoft games don't. But that's not a good example because people don't buy them anyway. But yeah, I'm surprised they actually just don't. But I guess I mean it don't matter. Plus with Game Pass, I mean Game Pass stuff, it's kind of hard to go by that. And like I don't think if the games ain't selling in because of that, I can tell you that right now. Yeah. But CD Projekt Red, that's like their best game. Though I do like Cyberpunk, I do want to go back to that game. I really did enjoy it. It just didn't feel like as big as when I did play it. It just didn't. I thought it would be a whole lot better than I thought, but it was still a great game. It just wasn't as great as I thought it would be. And but Witcher, it still stays with me like the test of time, because when I play other RPGs, I still think about that. I still think about that game, and I just wish there was so much time, because I do want to go back and play it, like, because that game was just so popular. Now that I can actually play it and it looks better, I kind of do too. I just wish there was a thing where it say like, hey, we're going to take a break from making games for a year, like everybody, and or like 2 years. We're going to give you a 2-year break so everybody can catch up on games.
We'll work on them. We're just not going to release it.
Yeah, we're actually going to work on the games we're working on. We're actually going to make them good and stuff, like no bugs at least. Like, you don't like it, but at least no bugs and stuff. So, hey, there's plenty of games out there to play. Go play anything you missed, and then we'll be back. Like, everybody just agrees to that. And then I can go, like, finish up on things. But yeah. Yeah, man. And so that's my list. So yeah, we didn't have anything that crossed on our list, even though I played almost all the games you had. I would say I'd say more like Tears of the Kingdom, maybe the only one that I didn't really play a lot of, like, enough. I played very little. I think, is there any other game? I'm trying to think what you had. You had Shovel Knight, because I don't have it written down here or anything. You had Shovel Knight, you had Life is Strange, you had Mario.
Yep, those all games that you'd also played.
I think Zelda was the only one. And Inside, I played that too. Yeah, so a lot of them I did play, and I even beaten. All right, you didn't play none of my games.
Enough, your list is well. That's the thing. Your list is like mostly games that I would like to get around to playing. Even something as like in depth as The Witcher 3. Even though we're
you don't play those games anymore.
Removed. What's that?
You don't play those games anymore. Those type of games. Those type of games.
So there's like a desire there. I mean, even especially Forgotten City, that that's one of the more recent ones. Where it's like, oh, hey,
tell your daughter to learn how to read so she can play those games with you.
So she can read the games to me.
Yeah,
the ones that don't have voice acting.
Even though some of these are really
even Hades, I thought I would have played more Hades, and I'm excited about Hades too. I mean, that latest trailer looks awesome, but I don't know. I just didn't pick it up at the right time, I guess, for it to grab me in the right way. Vampire Survivors, I played pretty intensely for a little bit there, and then eventually fell off of it. But your list is what's that?
Go ahead. Yeah, my list is
I was just gonna say your list is basically like I want to get back. This is my backlog list.
Yeah. And because I guess 2 didn't grab you, didn't have that same effect as 1 with the digger guy, that being the exploration guy. What's his name that you play?
Spelunky 2. Yeah.
Spelunky. Yes.
That's like, if I had to do like honorable mentions, like that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, if that counts as, like a thing. Link's Awakening I didn't put on there because I figure that didn't really count as a thing. Journey, Control, Wolf Among Us. Wolfenstein was pretty close to making my list. Because that came out the year we started the podcast.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that
listening
too.
To the podcast, I had forgotten about some of the stuff in Wolfenstein. Like, you go to the moon in Wolfenstein because the Nazis had built a base on the moon, and then you're killing
the first one?
Nazis. Yeah, that was the first one.
The first of the reimagine.
Yeah. Doom was an incredible reboot. Firewatch I thought was a really cool experience. Even Metroid Dread,
I mean, those Resident Evil games came out, and I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, we never finished them. Well, I never. Well, I was never going to finish it.
Me neither. I know they're incredible games, but part of it is like the creep in it. Like I started playing 7 there for a while, and then it just got to be like, I don't know that I'm enjoying how tense this game is.
And like for me, honorable mentions. Some honorable mentions is ones you actually said on your list. Mm-hmm. I think everything except for Zelda, and Sonic Mania, man. Red Dead 2. Like a Dragon was really up there for me. Baldur's Gate 3. The AI Somnant Files was really big too for me. Like, I mean, even though I did play the older ones, but I played them, but they came out before we did the podcast. The guys that did 999, right. Escape room thing, whatever. Do
they also do Danganronpa, or is that a different company?
I think the writer. I don't know about the developer. And maybe the developer too. Maybe I'm getting mixed up. Somebody does it. But yes, because they got a new game, which I'm going to talk about next podcast, which thanks for saying that, because that reminds me, I did play the 100 Line, which came out earlier this year. That's kind of in that vein of Danganronpa and AI Somnant Files, all those guys things. Fallout 4 came out, but I don't know if I'll put it at the top, but I did like it. But I don't know without even Marvel mentions. I like the Trails games, like all the man, good God, like maybe only the first Trails, maybe that one came out before our podcast, but I think that's it. I mean, I think everything else came out after in the US. I'm not sure. I have to look up, but I think that's definitely the Cold Steel stuff.
Yeah.
It was another game that was I think it's like Yakuza stuff. I mean, like a Dragon. I felt like there was something else, but yeah, Wolf Among Us. That came out when we did the podcast too.
Did I mention Night in the Woods?
Oh yeah, Night in the Woods. That's right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. Yeah, because that's actually top of my list. I mean, as when I just write games down, and yeah, Night in the Woods, because how emotional that game was. Like that really stuck with me. Like that's definitely an honorable mention. Like Night in the Woods, and Super Mario Maker is like. Here's the thing, like with that, like that probably would have made the list if there was still a game I could play today. Like I would still hook up my Wii U. If I could. Super Mario Maker was still a game where you can still download people's levels that they made, because that was the one where you could actually edit the levels, so they're levels. And I like that, because if the levels were like a little too hard or something, I'll just change something a bit. Like, okay, I'll make it a little easier for me. Because then I'll probably be like, oh, I'm gonna start from this position right here instead of over here, because I can't get past it. And I thought that was cool that you do that. But then they took that away from you and people said, oh, it stops people from cheating, but it really wasn't a problem, really. Like anybody, because it wasn't as easy. Like I said, somebody, like the way I'm not gonna go through it all, but I know the way that you would have to be able to copy something. You couldn't just copy and paste. Like you literally have to build it like almost step by step.
Right.
Not everybody's gonna take the time to do that. So sorry, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. Unless you can tell me somebody has done this, but you gotta tell me how many times that happened. And that's the thing. That's what some people were saying. It's like it don't happen. Like, and then people get called out for it. It is somebody just gets called out for it. That's all. So yeah, and that's what just made Super Mario Maker 2 like I just lost interest in playing it. I mean, it sucked that they took that out. I mean, it sucks that that's the feeling. I wish I just knew that. I wish I knew that. But yeah, Super Mario Maker, because that was like one of my games for the decade of the 2010s.
Yeah.
Because of that. Yeah, that was just so awesome. All right. So I guess that's it, man. So I guess we can close it out.
All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. If you've been here with us from the beginning or even jumped on at any point in time, thank you. And if this is your first time listening, welcome. This is our podcast. You can find us on all the social medias, Twitter, at Superpod. You know, I'm at Regulus MB. Dominic is at Dino Mans. Or at D Stalworth 5, going back to the old stuff, Dominic. On Blue Sky, Dominic's at Dino Man at DominicStalworth.bluesky.social. I'm at RegulusMB.sky.social and at superpod.com. You can find us on our website, superpod.com. It has all of our previous podcasts, all 500 plus of them at this point, as well as links to the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast. There hasn't always been, but for the last several hundred episodes, I believe at this point, there has been a video version of this podcast. And as always, you can find us on audio places like iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. Until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see you.